Kentucky and Tennessee share a border, a region, even a climate. But Tennessee has 7.2 million people in booming cities, while Kentucky has just 4.6 million, and many areas that seem frozen in time. That's a gap of nearly 2.6 million people, and it's not just a fluke. Both states sit in the east-south central part of the country. Both have deep roots in American history. But over the years, their paths have split in a big way. Tennessee has become a magnet, thanks to a faster-growing economy, better job markets, higher incomes, and a tax system that attracts new residents and businesses alike. Cities like Nashville, Knoxville, and Chattanooga have turned into major hubs of growth. Meanwhile, many parts of Kentucky have struggled, especially areas once tied to the coal industry, which has been in long decline. So while Kentucky may offer a lower cost of living, it hasn't kept up with its neighbor when it comes to opportunity and modern development. In this video, we'll explore why, digging into the land, the laws, the money, and the history that shaped two very different futures. Migration. In 2024, Kentucky gained about 38,000 people, but most of them, over 80%, came from other countries, not other states. That means folks from around the world are choosing to start fresh in Kentucky, but Americans already living in the US aren't moving there in big numbers. Only about 7,000 people moved to Kentucky from other states, and at the same time, just as many moved out, especially from parts of eastern Kentucky where coal jobs have disappeared. Tennessee, on the other hand, added almost 80,000 people that same year, and more than half of that came from people inside the US moving in, looking for new jobs and better living. Cities like Nashville and Chattanooga are pulling in families from big states like California and Illinois because they offer strong job markets and a popular lifestyle. So, while Kentucky is growing, it's relying more on international newcomers to make up for people leaving, especially in struggling rural areas. Tennessee's growth is faster, steadier, and more homegrown, which shows just how much more attractive it is for people moving within the US. That's a big part of why Tennessee's population keeps rising and Kentucky's doesn't. Job market. Jobs are one of the biggest reasons people move, and here Tennessee has a clear edge. In recent years, Tennessee's job market has been buzzing with growth. In 2024 alone, the state added over 45,000 new jobs, especially in booming industries like healthcare and social assistance. Meanwhile, Kentucky's job market has been growing too, but a lot slower. From April 2024 to April 2025, jobs in Kentucky only grew by about 0.8%, and the state actually lost jobs in areas like manufacturing and trade. Even though Kentucky has a similar unemployment rate, it has a higher rate of unfilled job openings, which may mean that people either don't have the right skills or the jobs just aren't attractive enough to take. Tennessee, on the other hand, is seeing real business investment and steady hiring in sectors that pay well and draw in families looking to start fresh. When job seekers look at both states, Tennessee simply looks more promising, more active, more varied, and more rewarding. That's a big reason why more people are packing up and heading south, choosing Tennessee as a place to live and work. In today's economy, people follow opportunity, and Tennessee is offering more of it. Income dot. For most folks, where you live often comes down to one thing: how far your money goes. In 2023, the average household in Tennessee earned about $67,600 a year, while in Kentucky that number was about $61,100. That might not sound like a huge difference at first, but over time, it adds up thousands of dollars more each year, just by living across the state line. And when we look at how much each person contributes to the economy, called GDP per capita, Tennessee ranks 31st in the country, while Kentucky sits way down at 44th. That tells us Tennessee's economy isn't just bigger, it's stronger and more productive per person. For families trying to build a better life, this matters. It means higher paying jobs, better career paths, and more chances to get ahead. These financial differences might not make the news every day, but they shape where people choose to live. And right now, more Americans are seeing Tennessee as the smarter move for long-term economic stability. Major industries and economic diversification. Kentucky has strong roots in manufacturing, agriculture, and of course, its famous bourbon industry. Lately, there's been exciting news too. 2 new battery plants are on the way, showing signs of growth in clean energy. But compared to Tennessee, Kentucky's economy still leans on older industries, and in some areas, it's struggling to fully bounce back from the decline of coal. Tennessee, meanwhile, is growing in fast-moving fields like technology, transportation, healthcare, and construction. Cities like Nashville are starting to make a name as tech and healthcare hubs, drawing in skilled workers and big business investments. The state is also going all in on electric vehicles and battery production, the kinds of industries that bring long-term jobs and higher wages. In short, Tennessee's economy feels more future-ready, and that makes a big difference when people decide where to live and work. For many Americans looking to build a better life, Tennessee's modern, diverse economy is simply more inviting than Kentucky's older, slower-moving one. Tax structure. Taxes might seem boring, but they actually play a big role in where people and businesses decide to go. One of the biggest draws to Tennessee is that it doesn't have a state income tax, so folks get to keep more of what they earn. That's a big deal for people with higher incomes, and for companies trying to attract top talent. Kentucky still has an income tax, 5% for now, dropping to 4% soon, but it's still less competitive in the eyes of many movers. Tennessee also gives out generous tax breaks to companies, offering credits for creating jobs, building new facilities, and investing in equipment. This makes it easier for big businesses to set up shop, and when that happens, people follow the jobs. But it's not all one-sided. Tennessee's heavy sales taxes and lack of income tax mean less money for schools and healthcare, which some folks see as a downside. Kentucky, by contrast, expanded Medicaid and has seen real health improvements in its population. So while Tennessee's tax system may be better for business, Kentucky's may offer more in public services, and that trade-off matters depending on what families value most. Education. For families with kids, education can be a deal breaker when deciding where to live. In Kentucky, about 88.5% of adults have finished high school, and 27% have a college degree. Tennessee scores slightly higher, 89.6% high school, and over 30% have a bachelor's degree or more. Both states rank low in K-12 public school quality, but Tennessee edges out Kentucky. Plus, the University of Tennessee is more selective than the University of Kentucky, which can signal a stronger reputation in higher education. Families often think long-term, and a place with better schools and stronger college options can feel like a smarter investment in their kids. So, while education alone may not decide everything, Tennessee's slight edge makes it a bit more appealing to families who want the best for their children. Over time, that choice helps fuel Tennessee's population growth, one school year at a time. Infrastructure. In terms of broadband, both states are nearly equal. About 87% of households in both Kentucky and Tennessee have internet access. But Tennessee edges ahead with faster download speeds, averaging 205 megabits per second compared to 183 megabits per second in Kentucky. On the roads, Kentucky's highway system actually ranks 4th best in the country for overall performance and cost, but there's a catch. It also has one of the highest highway fatality rates, which can raise concerns about safety. Tennessee's roads are also well rated, sitting between 10th and 12th place, and they come with a lower fatality rate. These differences might not be dramatic enough to cause someone to pack up and move, but they do make a difference in how livable and efficient daily life feels. Quality of life and lifestyle appeal. And for many, Tennessee just feels more exciting. Cities like Nashville are booming, not just with tech jobs, but with music, nightlife, and a sense of energy that's hard to miss. Add to that big attractions like Dollywood and the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and you get a place that feels alive and full of things to do. Even though the cost of living is a bit higher in Tennessee, people seem willing to pay more for what they get in return, a stronger lifestyle experience. The urban areas are full of restaurants, concerts, festivals, and outdoor adventures, all packed into one state. That mix of culture, opportunity, and fun creates what some call a lifestyle brand, a feeling that living in Tennessee means being part of something modern and vibrant. Kentucky has charm and beauty too, but its image hasn't captured the national spotlight in quite the same way. The concentration of diverse amenities, entertainment options, and a generally more dynamic social scene in Tennessee's urban areas creates a compelling value proposition for many seeking new residences. In the end, the population gap between Kentucky and Tennessee isn't just about numbers. It's the result of a more diversified economy, stronger domestic migration, and cities like Nashville shaping a national identity. Kentucky, despite its lower cost of living and cultural assets, faces long-standing challenges, from coal's decline to slower urban development, that continue to limit its growth. These aren't short-term trends. They reflect how geography, history, and policy choices build over generations. Thank you for watching and thinking through these patterns with us. If you've lived in either state or noticed similar trends elsewhere, we'd really like to hear your perspective in the comments. We'll see you in the next one.